Hello and welcome to... No, that can't be an intro. That would be like if I heard, hello and welcome to Must Be Finished Thoughts. My name is Theodor Elfving. I'm joined today by the lovely Matty. I would
so
probably
wet.
listen to that though. That's true. This is quite the intro.
This is quite the intro.
Yeah.
Hello,
friend.
hello,
How you
friends.
doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm sitting in my desk chair at my streaming desk, my
Alanna looks like she's in
office
a
chair
Tim
at my
Burton
streaming
movie.
desk. I love the vibes that are happening right now. I feel like I should sit like this more often. I wonder if I can play
incredible.
piano from here.
Especially
Probably.
because you don't have an instrument in front of you. You just have the guitars in the background. Mm-hmm. It just looks like you're sitting in perpetual fall lighting. Like all
I
of
am
us
a
are
vibe.
pumpkins. And you're just sitting there going, hello, welcome. I am the fall jester.
That is me.
You need to
I
take
am
a
fall
screenshot. Or I will take a
personified.
screenshot of this.
Here, I can take a screenshot.
I can take a screenshot.
Yo, I can take it.
So you can see. You can see on Alanna's disc
Oh,
wherever it happens. There we go. I look like I've had about 9 million joints before that photograph. Like I'm just... So I was telling him about cookie dough, man. That's the best. Yeah? I have a very, very Ben and Jerry's vibe in that picture.
I like it. How are you?
I am good, I think. I'm super duper tired from... Apparently, if you've been at home for 18 months... Mm-hmm. And then you play a gig with 3 other people, and you're on stage, and there's about 70 people dancing and screaming in front of you. That is a bit taxing, apparently. Who would have guessed?
I want to hear all about it. I want to hear the stories.
Extra, read all about it.
Yeah.
But also, how are you, friend? I need to know this first. It's important that our listeners know it as well. And today is the 23rd of November.
It is. It's a Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday.
I'm pretty good, I think.
Yeah?
My body is arguing with me about that. I have mentally, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing great. Then my body's like, how would you like a chronic pain flare up? And it's like,
Oh.
for fuck's sakes, can I just exist, please?
Should everything be coming up Millhouse?
Right? I have chronic chest pain, and it isn't like, I don't know how to describe it.
This is from
Because
the
it
broken butts?
isn't. Yes, it's from my broken butts, and I think it's also from stress. I think it's kind of how my stress manifests as well. And even though I feel not super stressed at the moment, I don't know. It was a busy weekend, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, so my chest pain is just flaring up, and it's just annoying because it's I'm relaxing and I'm fine, and then it's how would you like to not be able to breathe properly?
Yeah,
How about
since you're now trying to relax? Isn't now the time for you to be feeling all the pain and stress?
Yeah. So it's all very, very irritating, but it's okay. This too shall pass.
But you had just a wonderful stream. Just before
did.
our recording.
I did. We drew some postcards, which were very cute. I'm very pleased with them.
They look fantastic.
They look really cute. And something I've been wanting to do for so long was to do an art stream and just do some drawing. And I always chicken out of it, but we rated with 49 people, which is wild.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
That's wild.
Yeah. There were 80 people there before at one point.
That's bananas.
Just hanging out, watching you draw.
It's just wild. It's wild to me that people want to just hang out with me, which is cool. I'm getting used to it. I know I'm getting used to it, but it is it does still just baffle me sometimes. So
it's a good kind of bafflement, though. It's just
very, very much so. Especially because I had so much fun today. It was just so relaxing for me to just sit and draw and hang out with chat and listen to some lo-fi vibes and hang out, and that was really nice. So I'm doing good. I wish that my chest didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But that's all. Yeah.
Can you still sing even though the chest?
I don't know, and that's why I haven't fully committed to streaming tonight. Is that
Good.
I need to try it. My voice is feeling a little rough, anyways, from emo day.
You had quite the busy weekend.
So I did, yes. You're deflecting. I asked you about your
I
Kazoo
am not
camp
deflecting
first.
at all. No.
I 0% believe you.
Okay.
Tell me your tales, and then I will tell you my tales.
Tell me the wondrous tales of
trade you a tale for a tale.
Of travels. Theodor's travel tales. Now in bite-sized. I'm just procrastinating here. No, so we played a gig on Saturday with the band, and we were supposed to go on at 10 p.m. And there were other friends playing from like 6 in the afternoon or evening. So I was there at like 5:30. And that's a long ass time to socialize.
Yeah, it's really long.
Pre-pandemic, that would have been fine. It would have just been like, oh, well, I'm just hanging out here. But now it was like, oh my God, I'm going to be here for 4 hours before I even go on stage. And then there's 2 hours of music. And then it was fantastic hearing people live and in person. seeing people interact on stage and just talking to people. A lot of people were pulling the... So, how's that internet thing going then? That is always fun to hear. Unsolicited advice from people you don't really care about.
Were they giving you... Okay, wait. What advice did they give you?
They gave me the gold standard advice. Perhaps it's time for you to find a backup plan.
A backup plan for what?
I don't know if it's white privilege... Or there are so many levels of weirdness happening when someone says that, because A, you can't just get a job like that. There's a shortage of jobs. There's a crisis going on. People are losing their jobs.
Yeah.
I should be very thankful that I have a job.
Yeah.
And just thinking, well, you should have a backup. What? How do you tell your other friends or people you barely know that? Do you go around going, your IT thing?
Well, that could fall apart at any time. Yeah. You should have a backup.
You're a back-end developer? Well, yeah.
That makes me want to scream from the rooftops, Theo.
I had those JD fantasies from Scrubs of bashing someone over the head with a guitar. As I was saying, as I was just clenching going, yes, well, yeah. But then we played music, and it was fun.
Okay. It sounds like, I feel like there's some spice. Fingers ready.
As I've said previously, I have become more proficient in just hanging in the guitar, the blade, the noodling, and feeling. I thought I was on stage. I thought I was the weakest link, and I went, "What the? Why is this so? Why is it sounding so bad?" It's because I was chugging along at the same BPM, and the other things were fluctuating. And am I totally off? Aren't we supposed to be like the whole like? And I was almost having a panic attack because I was feeling like an outer body going, "Can't I play music?" And then fell afterwards and said, "Thank Christ you played guitar, because that thing was such a wreck." We haven't rehearsed. We rehearsed 4 times since before this. So, but it went well. People were in, and that I guess is the most important thing about music, that people enjoyed themselves. People were dancing. Good. They were jumping up and down, screaming and singing.
That's very wild. Cool.
Yeah,
that is wild.
Fun. But it wasn't that good musically.
Yeah.
Which I guess now that I'm blessed to have like an audience that jumps up and down, I go, no, but it isn't good musically. Theo, aka Goldilocks. They're too happy.
This music is too good.
They're too dancing. But it was a lot. It was incredible just playing from. And I've picked up so much things from Twitch.
Yeah.
As a quote unquote showman.
Yeah.
No, like I have no shame in staring someone in the eyes and doing like dance moves towards them, because I've done worse on stream in front of thousands of people. I have no shame at all now. It's just a who's who of you over there dance.
That's really funny.
It was nice. So I can't wait to do more gigs. But I am now strict.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I bet.
I said on Friday to my wonderful community that I'm going to take Monday off. But then I was fuming and seething on Sunday and also Monday before stream because of the advice I'd gotten and people going, what's that Twitch thing? Are you sure you're going to do that? And I just wanted to hang out with people. And then I think I overdid it.
Yeah.
And today after stream, I was just I felt like a black hole filled with wet cabbage. Or
yeah.
Just
that's a moist hole right there.
That's a moist hole. Yeah, I felt like a very moist hole. There's your title right there for you. It's a very moist hole. Yeah, and then I stuffed some food into my very moist hole, and now I'm feeling better. I also took a nap. So I'm thinking I'm taking tomorrow off.
I'm very in favor of that.
I think so as well. Or I'm streaming tomorrow and I take Thursday and Friday off, and then I get a long weekend and do some some soul searching. Perhaps play some video games.
Yeah, I think it's like I was talking to Ghost about this actually. That like this is gonna feel like a weird segue, but I promise it's gonna wrap back around. We play fantasy hockey with a bunch of our friends.
Of course you
do.
And
I'm Canadian, yeah.
Because I was going fantasy hockey? Is that like D&D but hockey? But okay, it's American like fantasy football.
It's like fantasy football. It's just hockey. Yep. And so we play that. But this year, the injuries have been unreal, like across all of our teams. And it's like I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
And we kind of realized that like the season, like last NHL season was a wacky season because of COVID, and it ended really late. Like the season didn't really wrap up until like August, and then it started again at the end of September. And so certain teams that got to the end of the playoffs didn't actually have as much time to rest that they normally would, plus having to like adding new policies and new screenings and like just not having that recovery time. And like I have a feeling that even in the professional sports world, like we've expected everyone to kind of come back to this like 100%
swinging,
being okay. And like it's like I think a lot about like socializing, right? Like you said like when you went out like before it would have been fine, but now it's so much harder and so much more like I don't know, it's just harder to do that and to keep up the energy. I feel that like 3,000%. Yeah.
And you also like scrutinize sort of interactions with people in a weird way. And going, this is a conversation I didn't have to have.
Yeah, I feel like
being exposed to people in a way. It sounds very from my ivory tower, but
I agree.
Limited connection to the outside world for the past months, and just talking to people I enjoy talking to. And when people go, "Hey, buddy,"
I was
your buddy, pal. Yeah,
I'm not your buddy, pal. Like I was explaining this to, and this has been like an ongoing thing throughout COVID for me. Is like analyzing my relationships with people and my relationship with myself. But I was explaining this when Kendra was here actually, and it's like a really hard thing to explain because it sounds bad at first, but like we have a lot of friends, but they're not friends. So like we have a lot of people that we're friendly with, that we were friends with in college, and they're perfectly fine people. There's nothing wrong with them. But I think I'm just done with the like going to things for like acquaintances kind of, or like inviting people to parties that I'm not like actively friends with, and like I just don't want to do that anymore, man. I'm old and I'm tired, and like we don't like if I don't see like I've grown and changed, and like I don't know, it's like it's hard to describe. It's like I have a lot of like really good close friends who I like a lot, and then there's a lot of people that are like friends of those friends who are also like acquaintances of ours, but we don't see them. We don't hang out one-on-one.
Yeah, they tag along.
Unless there's like a big party or whatever. And so I've kind of come to this realization of like we're co-hosting like a Christmas party in a couple of weeks. And the person that is like doing the main organizing of the event, she like threw out a bunch of other names of people to invite that are in our like quote unquote like friend group. And I'm like, no, I don't want them in my house. They're fine. They're fine people, but like they don't understand my life. I don't understand their life. I have enough people that I care about in my life that I don't need to. I don't need to figure out that relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know.
It's a weird feeling.
It's a really weird feeling.
As one grows older and realizes that also that time is a commodity.
Yeah.
And headspace and the whole thing of like, I don't need to interact with these people, even though they're lovely people.
Exactly. Like there's nothing wrong with them at all.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they feel the same way about me, you know? Like, they're like, yeah, she's whatever, but like, I don't need to interact with them, because if they did feel that need, we would hang out, but we don't hang out. So like,
well, I think it's good to, and I think it's just good to take stock of your life and going like, why am I doing these things? The people I'm hanging out with, why am I?
And then hopefully you avoid having those conversations with people that want to tell you to have another job to go with your job.
For fuck's I clenched my jaw not just thinking about that. There were some people though. It was fun. Some people were really interested. Like I've been talking to musicians about this for the past year, and they went, it just sounds like a whole heck of a job. Like, yeah,
it is.
It is. It's a job. It's what you do. You play.
Yeah.
And one of the dudes on the side went, wow, yeah, that sounds really interesting. Can I have your number and then I can call you or text you? And I went, yeah, sure. And if you need any help, you just ask, and I will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of like gatekeeping.
I've extended that offer to a few people. I have a spicy story that this makes me think of.
Oh, spice?
Yeah. So someone I used to work with, we were like coworker friends, but we weren't like, I don't know, like close friends or whatever. Yeah. They're also a musician.
Yeah.
They sent me a message because they released a song a few months ago, and they've never been in my stream. They've never like interacted with it. They don't like share my music when I release music. Like they're not that kind of person, and that's fine. But they messaged me just after they released their song.
I'll say, Alanna, that sweet clout you are now wielding, could I have a little taste?
Yep. They were like, hey, it'd be really cool if you could cover my song on your stream.
Wow.
And I was like...
That would be cool, though, but... Yeah.
Well, and the thing... And then, like, because I'm because I'm a freaking nice person, I was like, oh, yeah, like, I could probably do that. Like, I need, like, lyrics and chords. I'm like, also, like, you should come by the stream sometime.
A live learner is $25.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I don't know. It's just like you should come by. Like you should.
That is how
you should do it. And he's like, oh, I've thought about it. Like, is it complicated? And I'm like, look, like I'm more than happy to help you set up. Like I offered him all of these things.
Yeah.
And like honestly, if he had showed up in my stream and been like, hey, like blah 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 blah, I probably would have played his song. I would have done a live learn for him because like I do know him. Like we do know each other in real life. We're friends-ish. Like friends adjacent. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. It just seemed like such a wild thing to be like this person who has done zippity doo-dah in the other direction being like, I just released this song. Why don't you cover it in front of your audience just because I've asked you to do it? And it's like, what? Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just wild.
And like the amount of people talking about Twitch and asking for help, and you go, oh, to almost like it's someone asking you about fishing, like the old saying, teach them out. And you do it about everything else except putting the fishing rod in their hand and going, and then holding their hands as they throw the rifle. And now, yes, and then you reel it in, yes, and then you repeat this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this seems like so much work. I'm gonna go sit in my room instead and complain. Cool, you do that, friend.
Yeah. Okay. Great. That's
have a good
fine.
time.
But don't belittle it because I do it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
But I can
it's really
fully
difficult.
understand also the other end of it for an outsider who has no idea what's going on. I think they might think that I'm just sitting here staring into the wall and singing songs. That there is like zero interaction with other people and it's just like a jukebox.
Yeah.
That I'm almost kept captive. Monkey, sing.
And I think you
sorry.
you can get stuck in that, you know.
Yeah, of course,
there is very much that, like, you can end up feeling that way.
But I mean, there is such the community, both of our communities, like how much of the world they span, and the people and the friends we've made, and this what we're doing right now. This would surely have happened without Twitch or this. Yeah, we would probably used to go on the old. Hello, into a stranger.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like it's yeah. And this is sorry. Go ahead.
A Canadian and a Swedish person. No, sorry.
No, you
Okay,
first.
I'll take the torch. I was talking to the 30 about all the changes I've learned, and and he used the frog in boiling water analogy. Like, I haven't realized just how much things I've learned this past year and a half. Just like the frog, if you drop a frog into boiling water, it will jump out. But if you turn, success. Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, I'm so accustomed to everything that's going on now. But I'm doing things for the first time in my life. I'm like, okay, I have no boss. I have no one saying what I should do. It's just me going, I will do this. It's fantastic. And I can also imagine that being scary for people who have known me in the past as the dude, the guy who walked around in a bathrobe 7 months of the year going, well, I'm in my off season, you know. It's Cheetos and bathrobe. Gosh. And now I'm aspiring to do things, and it might be weird.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I have almost like the opposite problem where, because I've always been kind of like a go-getter, or like, I know for a long time I had an issue, and this is still an issue that I have in terms of like where my mental health is at and how people kind of react to me, is that like there was just this constant understanding amongst my family and my friends that Alanna always lands on her feet. Doesn't matter what's happening to her right now, she's going to land on her feet. Like, I left so many jobs in a row after like a year because shit just got bad. And so people stopped really, at least it felt like people didn't really care anymore, because it was like, oh, it's fine. Alanna will figure herself out. Like, oh yeah, maybe it's bad, but like, she'll be fine. I was like, tough, like thick skin, like, you know, I can look after myself kind of thing. And that's true. I do land on my feet and I do figure things out, but like, it sucks when people like, when I'm like kind of complaining or like opening up about how bad my mental health is, and they're like, oh, well, it'll be fine. Like, you're always fine. You always pull through. And it's just like, I know they're trying to be supportive, but it's like, I know I will pull through, but like, I also need you to have compassion now when I'm canceling plans with you instead of making me feel bad about it. Like, it's difficult.
It is, but and as you said before, and now getting older and growing up and going, I don't have as much time for like having to explain things too much either. If I said A and you try to say C, no, it's still A. And if you continue going, no, then we will stop talking. Yeah. Now I am dying to know about your weekend, because as I was on stage, I had someone live commenting what you were doing, who was very, very happy and impressed with you guys. For those of you following at home, that was my mother, who was watching Alanna stream and was super duper impressed by Alanna. As always, she's always very, and she's in awe. But this was like, and she was, how are they this good together? They must have played together. There were several texts.
Like, it was honestly like magic. And I said this on stream a few times.
Yeah.
But like it was like, okay, so for the people at home, people playing along at home, this weekend I got to stream with Kendallicious for the first time. Kendallicious. Kendallicious if you're Theo. And her and I have been pals for a long time. She started streaming just before I did. And all of our like landmarks have been like weirdly in that same space, like spaced out that way. Like she got partner. I think she started streaming like 2 months before I did. And then she got partner 2 months before I did. Like our growth has been like really oddly like lined up. I don't know. It's very strange, but we've been pals for a while. And we play games, but we have a lot of things in common, and it's very, very strange, like very bizarrely in common. She is significantly younger than I am. I think she's 8 years younger than me. I want to say, I think she is my brother's age, but I'm not sure.
I think he is my brother. No.
But I think she's my brother's age. Yeah. Or a year older. But she is in film school. I also went to film school.
What?
She's in a long distance relationship. I was also in a long distance relationship for a long time. Like just before, not where she is now, but just before that. I just learned like 10 minutes ago that she also played cello in high school. I also played cello in high school. We just like, it's weird talking. We have all these like very strange like similarities. Like I feel like she's living my life, but like 8 years ago. It's very, like very weird. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah. But like on the same token, I'm very jealous because if I had the music support that she has when I was at that point, I think my life would have panned out very differently. You know, and like she's at kind of a point of deciding if she's going to try and get jobs in film or push for music stuff. And I don't envy her making that decision because I've also been there. I dropped music for a couple of years because I was like I released Anti-Meridium and then I dropped music completely for a few years there was a fly.
Yes.
To like focus on my career. When I was at Ubisoft, I like really didn't do anything music wise at all. But anyways, she's just like super cool. And when we were streaming together, it was like two pieces of a puzzle. Like we just had we didn't practice anything, nothing.
What?
Zero. We did not practice anything in advance. She showed up, we got set up, she fixed my metronome, and then like she was in control of the push for the most part, but it was like I could reach over her to use the push, or she just like would know what I needed next. She's like, oh, you want bass? Okay, great. I'll turn on bass. She would count me in. I would play the bass part. She'd count me in for the piano parts. Or if she wanted to play them, she would just literally, like, I'm like sitting here and she would literally like reach over me and just play it. And it felt the most natural thing in the world. Like I cannot explain what it feels like to meet someone for the first time and to sit down in a creative space and just have it be like that click, you know? And like I've played music with a lot of people, and I think part of it is that I have practice. You know, I've done the Cozy Collab Corner where I'm used to talking to people and playing music with people. I've had Courtney here and Danny, and my friend Kel. And so we've done other collabs before, but I think because she has the same kind of like technical knowledge that I do. We were both able to do looping together at the same time. And like, it was just absolutely wild. The only downside was that, and like, it made me really sad, is that I was exhausted. That, you know, we streamed from, I think just after 5 o'clock until almost 10.
5 hours?
It was like 5 hours, which is like the longest I'd streamed in a really long time. And we hadn't had dinner yet. So then we stayed and we stayed up and had dinner, and she stayed over, which was also like really nice, like just sitting and having dinner together and chatting, and her and Ghost got to chat and stuff. But I was like sitting at the dinner table just being like, I am zonked. Like
Yeah,
I was so drained. I was so exhausted, and it just sucked to have something that was so wonderful. And like she stayed over and streamed with me in the morning for the emo stream. And like that, I think that was too much. Like not, it was too much in general with her or without her here. I think it was better having her here because it was like a buffer for me. Yeah. To share the load of doing it and streaming. Whereas like, I think if I'd been on my own, I would have probably shut down, and that's really not good. Yeah. So it was just a bit of a reminder that like I'm really not okay yet. That like I can be like
You're
kind
healing.
of okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm healing, but I'm not healed. You know, I'm not back up. So I ended up actually making the decision to drop out of the charathon this year.
Oh.
I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I have the energy for it. Like doing the emo stream was 2 hours and the charathon is 2 hours, but the emo stream, I don't have to ask people for money. I don't have to put on a big show. I could just play music for 2 hours and then raid. It was kind of low stakes. Whereas like for the charathon, it's like really high energy and incentives and pushing and all of this stuff. And like, I was honest. Like I messaged Marla and I was honest. And I just said like, look, I just don't mentally have the capacity for it. Like I'll come back next year, but I can't do it this year. And that was really hard. It was really hard to do that. But
you did it now and not one day before it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I am now in full panic.
Yeah, I gave them a few weeks at least to find a replacement for me, and like I still feel bad about it. I offered to help find a replacement if possible, but it's it's hard to say no to stuff. I know. I want to do that stuff, and it's hard.
Yeah. Oh, you sweet summer child. I say that to myself as well, because I'm also a sweet summer child. I'm going to do a charity stream on the 14th of December.
Nice. Is it like an event, or are you doing it yourself?
No, it's for an event. It's in Sweden. We have something called Musikhjälpen, which is music aid or helping through music.
Okay.
And then we have... Every year there's 3 radio hosts or something like that who gets locked into a glass cage and they fight to the death. No. And then,
oh, wow.
And then they stream for a whole week from that cage live 24 hours. I think it's 7 days. And people play music. And all of Sweden tries to come up with ways to get money for charity. There's a collective in Sweden called Helpful Pixels who wanted me to do a 2-hour segment for them.
Nice.
And that means I'll stream on their channel and not my own. So I can just stream key into their, do 2 hours, and then done.
That's great.
And I'm really looking forward to it. And the person who approached me about it was... It's so good when people are knowledgeable about what they're asking about.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you're thinking, I want to do a charity, before you reach out to someone... Be very clear on what you're asking them to do. How long will you want the person to do it for? And what do you want them to do? And also, how will the money be handled? Will this be a person's private PayPal that people are donating to and then that gets passed down?
Yeah.
This will be like straight Tiltify.
Tiltify, yeah. That's
just
great.
asking, and she knew everything. And within seconds, I had to reply. I go, okay, cool.
That's incredible.
I will 100% do this, then I don't have to worry.
Yeah. That's awesome. The thing is like I've done a couple of charity streams on my own.
Yeah.
Over the past year, and I will do another one in January for the Project for Awesome, and like I don't know. I think there's something different pressure-wise when you do it yourself versus when you do it for an event. And like, it's great to participate in like the big events and to be part of something. And, maybe you get some new viewers or whatever into your channel. But like at this point, I'm kind of just like, the holiday, it's also like a Saturday
Holy
night
shit, yeah.
in
No.
December, and it's like the holiday season is wild. Every weekend is something with family or with friends, and so it's like,
And you need to
is it worth
rest
it for me to? Yeah, exactly. Like, is it worth it for me to
before
give up
you need
this
to go
day?
and see Rad and get help.
Yeah, exactly. So it's I'm doing what I have to do, but it's not easy to,
And it's not
do
healing
that.
this as quickly as you want. Your sprained ankle.
Yeah.
This is, I guess, would be like the equivalent of having a sprained ankle. And the doctor going,
Yes.
yeah, you can walk, but don't run. Okay. And you go, I said no running.
Yes.
And it sucks having to wait for that. And it's the same thing when things are healing. But I guess this is like a bruised or sprained
Yeah. It's
brain.
it is a sprained brain. And I think that is something that, like, I mean, both of us have experienced having, crappy mental health this year,
Yeah.
especially. And I think it is
Holy.
difficult. It's difficult enough for us to come to terms with it ourselves, yet alone to like expect other people to also understand. And I tweeted something the other
I think
day.
people in general understand more about us than we do.
You think?
Yeah, whenever I go, I feel this or that. People go, yeah, sure, take care of yourself. It's fine. You do this because like you. It's
True.
It's just you and I who have the expectancy of ourselves going, we have to be there at the correct time because no.
That's true. I think we hold
Yeah.
ourselves to a much higher standard than other people hold
Like
us to.
if you were to say I can't do it today because that's why I wanted to cancel today as well. Because I thought, as I said before, this should be a fun thing that we do, this podcast, not a
Yeah, not
I'm
a
not
stressful
sure.
thing.
But it was because I was feeling like a moist hole, and as soon as I inserted food into the moist hole, it was fine. But just realizing that, no, this is just,
Yeah.
it's such a weird thing. And if you had said, I feel like garbage today, I would go, of course not. We do it another day.
Yeah.
But when I feel that way, I go to myself, no, Theo, no. Pull through it. Muster up.
It's hard. I think it's
a superpower and a
really
super
hard.
weakness.
Yeah. Did I tell you about my like weird experience watching some like old clips from VODs that I didn't remember happening?
No.
So part of my like, I keep calling it like thawing. I feel like I'm thawing.
Oh, yeah. Good.
And like coming back into myself. And part of it was I was watching VODs. I was looking for clips, like stuff to take and put on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And I watched a couple of clips from streams in September when I think I was the most burnt out at that point in time. I think those were my lowest days. I have no memory of them.
What?
These like jokes that were made or these things that happened. And it's so odd to watch yourself doing a thing and then being like, I have absolutely like someone could have come to me and said
Like a deep fake.
yeah. Someone could have come up to me and been like, hey, have you said XYZ words in a string? And I would have said in full, like thinking I was being fully honest, no.
Never. Yeah.
Never. And then they could have played that video for me and I'd been like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I had no recollection of it. Just no memory. And that is so strange to me. And it's almost like, it feels almost embarrassing in a way, but it's not embarrassing, but
No,
it's more
it's
that it's like I really was pushing myself too hard. I can see it in my face. I can see it in those videos, in the VODs, like hear it in the podcast too,
Also, if you were to record anyone else for like 12 hours a week, they would probably not also remember half of the stuff they've said.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Someone was going through my quotes. Mm-hmm. Oh my! Do you also have quotes?
Oh yeah.
I've said some dumb shit. And especially when there's no context, when it's just crying is like peeing with your soul. Theo, you're a wise person, but you're also a fucking idiot. And also the quote, and that is why I will look like a bouncy castle in a few years. Which was pertaining to as I just found out about Haagen-Dazs salted caramel. And that's why it would look like a bouncy castle. And just going, I remember some of this, yeah.
Yeah, it's like some of it I remember and some of it I don't. Sorry, I'm writing things down.
But I still stand by crying is like paying for your soul.
Yeah.
It's a way to purge, like getting all the toxins out and stuff.
Yeah, it's true. I finally had like a really like full cry last week. It was very
nice.
It felt better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, never mind. I tried crying. I had nothing. I actually tried to make myself cry doing the whole and just trying like to get nothing happened. I really needed to cry, but nothing. There was nothing. I'll have to ask again later.
I will. Can I give you some advice?
About
something
crying?
to try? And and maybe our viewers will also benefit from this. I have a very hard time feeling emotions.
Yes.
Very bad at it. My therapist knows this. But she at one point described your feelings like a train tunnel. That if you are stopping yourself from feeling one feeling, you are also stopping yourself from feeling all of the feelings behind it. So if there's a blockage in the tunnel, then it's stopping all of the other things. And for me, it was that I was angry. And I don't like being angry. I'm very uncomfortable when I'm angry.
It's
like
because Alanna is now turning green as she's talking about that. You will not like
I'm
Alanna when she's angry.
No, you wouldn't. And like that, but that's always kind of been a thing for me was that like, if I am angry, I'm angry. Like I am like viciously, terrifyingly angry. Like it's not. And so I don't do it very often. It takes a lot to like really get under my skin. But my therapist is like, I feel like you're angry and you need to find like a healthy way to like release that. And she's like, you need to like go like punch a pillow for a while. And she's like, you're going to feel like an idiot. But after that, you're going to like things are going to come up. And Theo, I honestly, I was like, this feels so dumb. Like, I just like wailed on this pillow for like 2 minutes and then sobbed my eyes out, like just bawled my eyes out. Like because I got the anger out, I like released it. Everything else just came like flooding out afterwards. And it was like, it was wild. It was such a strange feeling. But just that thought of like, what are you trying not to feel? And if you let go of that.
Almost crying just hearing this, and I'm also terrified. It will be like unclogging the drain, I guess, and going.
That's what it felt like.
No!
Yeah, it literally felt like that.
This isn't even. Yeah.
Take your day off. Go punch a pillow for a while, and then
I'm going to
see
take
what
a few
happens.
days off and then see what's what, and go.
Yeah. And then you have time to like meditate on it and think about it too, and like work through it.
I've been doing the old tried and tested method of just stuffing things inside a box and then not looking to the box. That's my box, and I don't open that box.
See, I do a tricky thing. I do a tricky thing where I have a box, but the box has a window. So that in my head, I'm like, no, I am processing it because I know what's in the box. And if I know what's in the box, then that's okay. I'm over it. I'm aware that these things exist, but then they're still in a box.
Is that not the viable way of doing it? Because that's also like, I know what's in the box. I'm fully aware that it's trauma. It's in the box. I know exactly what's in the box.
I know it's in the box.
And that box is hidden within another box. And I know what's there. Do I need to open? No.
Yeah.
That's fine. Leave it.
Highly recommend. Yeah.
How do you find your talent? This is a question that was posed to me yesterday from a viewer in chat.
How do you find your talent?
How do you find your talent? And I was just completely gobsmacked going, what are you so... But it's a very good question.
That's a good question.
I have now destroyed Alanna Matty's brain. Just now looks angry.
There wasn't much left to destroy, honestly.
You don't have to reply to the or
no,
answer.
I'm thinking. What did you say?
I don't really know. We'll have to watch my clips. No, but I was talking. I think I was talking about like just doing things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter with talent. I hate the word talent. I hate people who use the word talent to describe someone else and as a way of explaining how they've achieved what they've done.
Yes.
And Eva used my favorite phrase, or I said, hard work always beats talent when talent isn't working hard. And Eva did the whole tenacity is larger than talent.
Yes. I think that's right.
I think the person was just trying to find out what they wanted to do, and they said they were trying to do creative things, and people didn't like what they were doing. And then I just said, well, you don't have to care what people think about what you do.
No.
If you enjoy doing it, if you don't want to pursue it as a career, it doesn't matter what people think, and you need to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But it was such a weird... It was a great and wonderful question. I was not prepared for it.
Yeah.
As I can see that you weren't either now going...
No, but I think you're right, though. Like, I think you've got the right idea. I think, like... I think a lot of frustration can come from, like, having a talent and feeling as though because you have that talent, you are owed some form of success. And I think that is the biggest issue. And that also realizing that any talent is a skill. Yeah. Like, even people who, you know, have an amazing voice, you know, people who can sing, like, I have a very good voice. I'm aware of this. Yeah. But I've been singing for 29 years. Like, I've been since I was a kid. I did vocal lessons when I was really young, not for a long time, but for a while. I had a really wonderful choir instructor when I was in public school. I did choir since kindergarten. Like, from kindergarten to grade 12, I was in choir. Like, that helps me to learn how to harmonize, how to sing with other people, how to blend my voice. I went to musical theater high school where I had to sing almost every single day, where we had vocal classes, you know, and like, I have a base talent. I have the ability to sing, but I also have so many years of practice and training and nurturing that talent. Exactly. Like, I remember when I left high school, like, after the 4 years, you know, I went into high school thinking I can sing. Yeah. And I graduated high school being like, I can sing. Like, looking back the 4 years prior is like, I couldn't sing as well then as I can sing now. And it's the same voice, but it's just like any talent you have, any talent you want to have, it has to just start with a spark. It has to start with a skill, something you love, something that you do, right? Like, when I say I can't draw, I've tried to nurture that skill. I've tried to get better at it, but like, perspective is something I'm not very good at. Light and shading, and just like, it just doesn't come naturally to me. It's something I really have to work on, is drawing. I can't just sit down and be like, okay, I'm just going to draw this, and this. It's something I've worked on, something that I'm still working on. I still have to look at tutorials and watch how to do it. Like, it doesn't come naturally to me, but I want it to. And I think that's where talent comes from, is like, you want to be good at something. Yeah. You have to put the work and the effort in to become good at that thing. You can't just sit down at a piano and write a concerto. You have to know how to play piano and know what a concerto is.
Or it's the Hail Mary hope that you'll find your talent and that's just going to be that easy. That might also be the question going, how do you find, like, if people think people are virtuosos, how do I find my... And
I think this is going to sound sad, but I think the reality is that the reason virtuosos are virtuosos is because there's not a lot of them out there. Yeah, it's entirely possible that you don't have a thing, or that your thing isn't, or that your thing isn't necessarily creative. You know, I think everyone is good at something. Everyone has skills that benefit them or the people around them in different ways, and it doesn't have to be creative. You know, like being able to like having something like lateral thinking. That like that ability is so like amazing. There are people that just think of things in such interesting ways, and they're so valuable to society, but it's not like a creative thing. You know, like the people who are really good problem solvers or really good people, like persons. They're very good at like not necessarily people pleasing, but like at knowing what people want and working with people and stuff like that. You know, your skill, your talent doesn't have to look like other people's talents.
For sure.
And even if you know, maybe you are an amazing artist, just inherently, you have those skills. That doesn't mean that you're immediately going to be successful. You have to put the work in. You have to do work to get there, right? Like,
and as I said before, what's been stopping me is the equating successful to creative. Not aspiring to be successful, and just aspire to do things that you enjoy doing for the sake of doing it. And if you want to pursue it as a career, you have to keep that like the job. It's a weird. I keep thinking so much about music. It started out as a hobby for me when I was 20, playing guitar. I never had an ambition to start playing full time. I just had so much fun playing, and now here I am. It's everything I do all the time.
Yeah,
I'm constantly thinking about music, or it's wonderful. It's super duper stressful, but it's in all aspects also wonderful having the ability to connect with people. Which brings me to my other topic.
Yes, Spice Finger.
So now Spice Finger, because I was browsing the old tweeter, and Elgato had done some sort of Elgato or Streamlabs.
I'm gonna interrupt you for a real quick second.
Oh.
I just got another email from another live streaming service.
No, not Sessions,
not
Sessions.
Sessions. Nope. Some other one that wants me to sell tickets.
Oh.
And stream privately. We saw your Twitch channel. Thought you'd be interested in using our platform.
Nope.
If you saw my Twitch channel, you would know that I'm not interested in using your platform.
I've curated this place myself. Thank you very much.
Yes. Anyway, sorry. Continue. Real time. It was thrown. Did you get it too?
I have the same I saw your Twitch channel and thought you would be interested in using our platform to host live stream. Yeah. Muppets. Yep.
Delete.
Cool beans.
Anyway, sorry. Continue. I've just real-time Spice.
Real-time Spice. No, I was browsing Twitter and saw some announcement about Elgato or Streamlabs or whatever. And someone went, I've now purchased a ring light and I have OBS, but I do not know what to stream. And he said,
okay.
But why did you purchase? Why do you have OBS?
You had no plans.
So you want to be a content creator, but you don't have...
Content?
Because I think you and I both have like the opposite, but we wanted to play music, and then Twitch apparently was a platform we could use. It was not going, I am going to be doing things online, and music will be my way.
No.
I just wanted to play songs for my mom and for the people who was in quarantine when I started. And then this grew into something...
Yeah.
A lot weirder. But I never had like what kind of content will I create? Will I be or did you think about that before you started?
No,
Did
God,
you set
no.
out this?
I mean, granted, I also didn't set out thinking I was going to be a music streamer, but I wanted to stream games. So I wasn't setting out saying like, oh, I'm going to be a content creator. I was like, I'm playing Heroes of the Storm all the time, so I'm just going to stream that. Yeah. And Ghost was going to stream too, actually. We initially he was going to be the one that did it first.
Yeah.
And then it ended up just like music made sense, but it was like, yeah, I don't know. It's an odd,
such a weird way of approaching, or I'm guessing it's now because of the streamer leak with all the how much money people are making, like the top percent. They are making millions, but like the rest of us, if you want to be a content creator and get money, you friend are barking up the wrong tree if you're looking to get paid.
That's correct. Like it's
and trying to find that like or sort of no. You can be a content creator, you can do whatever you want, but if you're trying to do this as a get rich quick scheme, there are a lot better get richer quicker schemes to
go buy like an NFT or something. Yeah, like I don't know. It's
for a 1K.
Yeah,
gets you there quicker.
Go invest. Yeah,
it's a weird world, and
it's a weird world.
I realized how fortunate that we both are that we're doing this because like our passions sort of coincided with with streaming.
Totally, and I agree, and I think that to circle it all the way back to your friend who's like, oh, do you have a backup plan? Is that people don't understand what goes into what we do and what comes out of what we do. People think that they can, we talked about it last week, yelling at people being like, oh, well, you don't deserve more money because all you do is sit in front of a camera and talk. And then you have people on the other side of the coin who are like, oh, I could do this job. Yeah. I bought a ring light and a camera and I'm using OBS. So now, like, what do I do next? Like, how do I become successful? And then there's other people who like know exactly what they want to do and they're starting it and then it doesn't pan out because it's a lot of work, there's so many people, and then there's the very slim percentage of which we are included.
Yes.
That managed to actually make it a career and who did the grind and like are still like we're still grinding, but I would say that we're not grinding as hard as we perhaps were before. Oh, hold on. This is going to be a spam call. Do you want to take this spam call with me?
Oh, yes.
Hello?
Such as while you are
she hasn't stopped yet.
Or traveling anywhere.
Oh, she's doing the fatigue way.
From $25,000
she's wearing you down.
$350,000. Now, Miss Alanna, for example, the cost of
$200,000
of accident.
Yeah, I don't want to be called by Scotiabank for anything.
Okay,
thank you.
Not call. Okay, ma'am, this request will prevent telemarketing calls from Scotiabank group of companies, including financial advisors, insurance, credit card offers, and promotions.
You are far too polite. Hang up the phone. It's fine though, but you don't.
I just hung up. I couldn't. That was insane. Okay.
How did
that was insane. I literally said bye like 3 times.
She should stream that. You should have
told
her, get OBS, get a ring light, and then you just do those calls and grind.
Can I tell you the worst part about this whole thing?
What is the worst part? Is that you bank.
So she was calling from a bank in Canada called Scotiabank. I have an account at Scotiabank that my mom set up when I was a child. That I only recently got access to because she had to set up like a GIC thing, which is like it's like you can invest via the government. It's like protected stuff. So like she had put a fund together to pay for my school eventually, but it didn't really work out. Like it didn't make any money while it was in there. Anyway, so they emptied it out, but there's 1 cent in there. There is 1 cent in that account. And every month they send me in the mail a printout to let me know how my account is doing.
Oh, has it gone up?
No. But I don't know how to like communicate with them to like close the account or shut it down because like it was such a pain in the ass to even like get access to it in the first place. And now it's like I have access. Can I just not have access to it anymore? Anyway, I can't believe that woman just did not stop talking.
I thought it was like a scam call first.
Well, I thought at first it was going to be the air duct cleaning people. Yeah. And then it was instead a lady who knew my name. So
yeah, we need to edit that out, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. I will edit out most of what that call was. But Jesus Christ. Anyways,
because
we're talking about grinding.
Yeah, the grinding, and I thought she was just trying to scam and just doing the whole. I will talk for hours in the same kind of voice. Not Theo, don't do the accent. But just having this sort of droning on and talking about hello, madam. I am calling from the bank. I need to tell you that you have money.
And like, I feel bad for her because like it is her job, but like I don't think she's making commission. Like I think it's just like she just has to call. She has a list of phone numbers and she has to call all of these people. What a terrible job. Anyway,
just do the old hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
Our position.
Yeah. You mean you don't want that as your backup job?
I've done that before. No, I didn't do that. But I
no,
used to work
you were
in
at a call center. Yeah.
Yeah. Helping the elderly.
It sounds more pleasant. Anyways, we were talking about grinding, just to spin it back. Like we have done the grind. We are still grinding. It's kind of a never ending thing, but we've done enough of it already to reach a point where we are self-sustaining on the platform and self-sustaining in our careers. And I think that's where a lot of people aim to get to, right? And a lot of people won't reach that point. So I think there's a lot of people in the Twitch sphere or in the world who don't really understand what we do and who never will understand that it's really difficult. They can look at the numbers of these top percentage of streamers and what they're making.
That's easy.
And go, oh, okay. Yeah. Whereas they're not looking at the rest of us who are, or the rest of the people who are failing. The people who are making far less than those people are, Did
you see that there were 7.2 million streamers in October on Twitch?
No, that's wild.
Yep. It wasn't in September that the majority of people made under $35.
Mm-hmm. And if you make under 100, they don't even pay you out.
Yeah. So that's how... It's wild. And we also work and since we also stream music, that it has a different crowd. I can only imagine how difficult it will be as a game creator or games.
I wouldn't.
Playing Fortnite and going, hello, I would like viewers.
I couldn't do it. It's so, it was interesting, in the Twitch tour talks, when they were talking about, knowing knowing what you're providing, knowing what you're giving to your audience. And I couldn't imagine being a gaming streamer and having to have that conversation with yourself or figuring out what that is.
What is USP? Yeah.
Yeah. It's
yeah, I've been
and promoting from ground zero is just so difficult, and
I've been trying to figure out also what I do, as you said, what is my. And I was at my mom's place yesterday. We played cards. We haven't played cards since March of 2020. It was fantastic.
That's lovely.
We played cribbage, an old card game. Mm-hmm. We were talking about Twitch, and I'm very, very blessed to have a mother who is that interested in Twitch. That she also watches other, like you. She watches you on mine. When I'm not streaming, she watches other people on Twitch. And she loves the whole thing. And we were watching another streamer as we were playing cards. Because he likes having music on. And just talking about what we do. It's weird. And on Friday, I had such a weird stream. My brain just stopped working at 4 o'clock. My brain just checked out. And it was just 100% silly and goofy after that. And that's when the raids started happening.
Oh no!
So people came from with front page raids, and my brain was just. Jason had said something about. I didn't know this was from Arrested Development, but Robert Boblaw.
Didn't I think Ghost mentioned that he broke you?
Yeah, because I didn't know that it also was Robert Boblaw's law blog. Mm-hmm. So when he said law, and I had no reference to this, and my brain went Boblaw's law blog, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, and then a raid came in with 500 people. And I said, oh my god! And then it was fantastic.
That's hilarious.
Brain was in shambles after that.
Yeah, I bet.
I did push-ups on stream because we rated someone who did biceps curls. 10 for every one follower, he would do 10 biceps curls.
Wow!
And I saw that, and I had to raid naturally.
Yeah.
So he did 170 biceps curls. He didn't do all of them, but
that's nuts.
And I thought, and then he rated me. So I thought, okay, well, so I'll do push-ups then at least.
That's pretty funny.
So now my new nickname is now Fitness Theo.
Oh.
We'll see. Ask again in 3 months. We'll see how the fitness is coming along. But I've been better now. I've been jogging, doing push-ups every night as I brush my teeth. I go to the bathroom and I do my push-ups. Little by little.
Yeah.
I was watching a video of myself from 2 summers ago when I was doing ring push-ups.
Oh, yeah.
Going,
Wild.
Is that me? Who's that dude? He looks all ripped. There's muscle definition on the shoulders. There's and now I see myself in the mirror and go, oh, Theo. So and Christmas is coming up now, so I guess that's when everyone loses weight, right?
Christmas is, this
There's not gonna be no overeating.
tis the season to eat
Tis
not
the
at
season
all
to
and
of
lose weight.
self-control.
Yeah. I told you that did I tell you that I'm doing like extra classes now, extra workout classes? So we were running
Yeah.
and doing yoga, and then once a week we go and do like a class. So like I don't like going to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like having to think for myself when I'm at the gym and like make my own decisions when I'm at the gym.
Okay.
I like to just be told what to do.
So have an instructor going, one more pull.
Yeah, exactly. And like I can't afford a personal trainer. And I don't know that I would want that kind of commitment, but I like going to it's called like Orange Theory. It's like this like fitness class. You do like you do some like running, you do some rowing, you do some like weights on the floor, and it's an hour long. And we were doing it once a week. We have like a membership, but then I realized that it felt really good for my brain to go and do these classes and like it's restful for me, even though I'm working out, because I don't have to think. I just have to do what I'm told. Yeah. And so I get to exercise, which I enjoy, and that makes me feel good. And I don't have to think about what I'm doing, and that makes me feel good. So now I'm doing twice a week instead of once a week.
Nice.
Have I lost weight? I don't think so. But I'm starting to get some definition back in my arms, which is nice. I would show you, but I'm wearing long sleeves, so you don't get to see. You get to pretend.
The gun show. Yeah.
The gun show. The gun show is real in the sleeves.
I have pool noodles for arms now.
My arms feel like pool noodles today.
I love that sensation. I love DOMs.
They're so sore. Yeah.
That's one of the best feelings I know. It's like when you've been doing squats or deadlifts and your whole the whole hind quarter is just, or you've been doing bench presses and your whole chest is, it's such a good feeling, because you get a little bit of a strut where you go, I've done stuff, I've done the good stuff. It's like a reverse hangover.
It is kind of like
as a hangover. You go, I've done stuff that I'm not proud of. I'll tell you now. I wish I could have these beers undrunk. With DOMs, you go, heck yeah, I lifted those weights and I lifted them good.
I did these things and
Alanna,
they were good. What?
Just to circle back to Saturday.
Yes.
I only had, I think, 4 or 5 beers.
Congratulations.
From 6 p.m. to 1 p.m. Or 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., which for me is...
Yeah.
There usually was more alcohol involved before Twitch. Let's.
Yes.
And then someone said, "You're coming to the after party, right?" And I went, "Sure, of course I'm coming." Val, get my guitar. We're leaving now. And we went home.
Good for you.
And I figured out that if I go home now, I'll feel a lot better tomorrow.
Yes. This is called getting old, Theo. I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
And also if I go to the after party, there will be a whole lot of nothing happening. There will be a whole lot of drinking, and then you have to go home anyway. Now I could just cut out the middle part of getting shit-faced, then go home and So
and
I was just like physically fatigued.
I think it's like it's that going back to that, like valuing your time, right? Yeah. Valuing your time and valuing your energy and being like, well, tomorrow I would like to not feel like hot garbage. And so I'm going to go home now. I'm going to drink less because then tomorrow I can actually like have a day and not have to be like disgusting for 6
Unless
hours.
You want to savor that hangover. That's also good though. When you have time off, but still, because it's a whole day wasted nowadays. Like before, I could have a whole day like sitting in shorts playing Mountain Blade and go, "This is fantastic." But now it's sort of 1 hour. Okay, I'm done with this feeling now. I would like to do something productive.
Yeah, I don't really get hungover. I never really have. the worst that I'll get is I'll wake up with a migraine. And so, but I've learned how to combat that if I just take an Advil before I go to bed and then have Advil beside my bed when I wake up.
Having an IV with Advil.
Then I'm fine. Yeah.
Morphine.
But then it's just like an immediate fix for me. It's like, okay, I'm good. Did the fly come back?
It's sitting on the wall just above the ring light. It's doing things.
Oh, is it dancing?
Have to. It's a dinner and a dance here.
Oh.
Dinner and a show. Sorry.
It's okay.
There's been a huge fly flying around as we've been recording. I don't know what its purpose is. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really get like hungover. I've never thrown up from drinking before. I don't plan to, but I do just end up being like tired. I feel like I'm more of like social hangovers than like actual hangovers now, where I'm just like exhausted, like mentally exhausted, but my body feels fine. I don't know if that counts.
No, we've been watching AP Bio.
Oh yeah, you enjoying it?
Yeah, have you seen it?
No, not yet. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, my brother, I saw the first episode, I thought, this isn't very good. And then I watched one episode with Phil, and he went, wow. And then we watched 13 episodes on Sunday. And I was lying with my phone, going, just have to shake. No, Theo, put away phone. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah. We've been watching the OJ documentary.
Oh? Yeah?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yep, it's horrible.
Have you seen the new League of Legends series on Netflix?
I haven't finished it, but I started it.
Is it good?
I think there's 3 episodes left. Yeah, sure, it's fine. I think I don't know, people are like very impressed with it. I think the animation is gorgeous. I think the sound design's really good. I think it's kind of predictable and it's nothing new to write home about. Yeah. Like, it's not like I'm running around being like, you have to watch this, but like, it is cool because it's kind of the first video game media that doesn't suck.
Pardon me? Did you watch the Dota one?
No. Then never mind, I don't know. But like, it's
they made a Dota one last year.
Did they?
Dragon Blood, yes.
I didn't know.
Never mind.
But it's not bad. It's just good. Like,
yeah.
They've done a good thing using the characters and making it interesting, and I think visually, stylistically, very, very good, very, very cool. But yeah, I'm not like, wow, it's the best thing ever, but it's good.
Yeah. Do you celebrate Advent? I don't know what that is in English.
What is Advent?
There's 4 of them.
Oh.
No, it's the Sundays before Christmas. There's 4 Sundays before. First Advent, second. No? I think
we have Advent calendars, but but it's nothing to do with it's 24 days. It's just opening doors every day until Christmas.
We do the same thing here.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have a first of Advent coffee at my mom's house on Sunday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, see, we don't celebrate it as like a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it is Advent.
You don't have the
it's just
adventsljusstake. The Advent candle holder.
Like no.
4 candles in a row, and then you light the first Sunday, you light the first candle, and then the second Sunday, you light 2 candles.
No, I'd never heard of that before.
Cool. I'll have to retrieve one so I can show you next time.
Yes, that would be awesome.
No, also, I didn't know this was such a thing for
Theo
me.
just made a very good face. Sorry.
I was very happy. I got a long-term loan from my mother.
Okay.
Because I've been wanting a new light in here. Mm-hmm. And my mom gave me as a long-term loan like a kid a lantern that was on my maternal grandfather's boat that he built. So my mother's side grandparents had a wharf in Stockholm, and they built boats. And I now have the lantern for those boats that I'm going to.
That's so cool.
Yeah, super happy about that and having like a piece of history and that is family related. I'm so and I've never had those feelings before of like, I want something that has history because as you can see behind me, it's IKEA. But now I have this one thing. And in our kitchen, there's a wooden couch, couch, sofa, like you could sleep it in.
Oh, okay.
It's not a pull-out. It's from the 19th century. My mother slept in that at the same wharf. So that's in our kitchen.
Wow.
So just having some of them are older relatives' furniture. It's fantastic.
That is really cool.
Speaking of getting older and mature and going, this is history. As a kid, I was just, it's a couch.
Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about our living room. It is the one room in my house that just bothers me. And I can't really put my finger on why it bothers me. It just feels
lack of coffee table.
I think it is partially the lack of the coffee table, but I think it's also just like it just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel put together. Like every other room in our house feels like pretty finished. Like even our bedroom is like, but like for the most part, it's like we got a headboard, so it looks nice. It feels like put together and cozy and finished. Obviously in here, it's like super cozy. Our kitchen's great. Our dining room's great. But our living room is just like, I don't know what's wrong with it. It just doesn't feel finished. It doesn't feel like there's something wrong. I don't know if it's the carpet. I don't know if it's the layout. I don't know what it is. I've just like, I spent the morning laying in bed, scrolling Pinterest, being like, what do living rooms look like? How do I make my living room look more like a living room? Is that where you watch
the TV?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have a TV in your bedroom?
We do.
Yeah?
It's little, but we have a dock for the Switch in there. And so that's really nice. Yeah, we got like a knockoff dock.
Knockoff dock?
So it's not like a Nintendo branded dock. It was like cheaper to use for me to stream with if I want to, or we have it hooked up in the bedroom so that we can like also just like put the Switch in the bedroom if we want to.
Oh my God.
It's kind of nice. It was very cheap.
Oh, I need to buy a Switch.
You do. Switches are the best.
Is Christmas where I buckle down and buy a Switch and say it's for the kids?
Yes.
And it's for me.
Yes.
The biggest kid I know. Yeah.
Yes. I will say this to anyone. Like the Switch is my favorite console, I think, ever. It's great. It's got so many great games on it. You can play it laying down.
Because every time I've been thinking about buying a Switch, I've been thinking, all the games. And it has Zelda. And it has.
But it's also got like all of your like indie games pretty much that you want to play are also on it. So like anything that you would want to play.
Do they have Hades on?
I play Hades on Switch.
Okay. It's decided.
Anything you want to play laying down is amazing. Anything you want to play while also laying down. So I played like Slay the Spire on there. I played Hades, obviously Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley.
Metroid Prime.
Metroid's on there. Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but it's on there. It's just such a good console. It's so good.
Yeah. And Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, Super Smash, New Mario Party. Super Mario Odyssey is so good.
Yeah, new
Zelda's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll have to buy a Switch. I hope Nintendo, if you're listening to this, I don't want to be sponsored, but I just want you to make a remaster of Ocarina of Time, a remake.
Why not just ask for a sponsorship? Nintendo, if you're listening, give Theo a Nintendo sponsorship. Give him a Switch, and he'll stream it every day.
I will stream it every day. You will have to pry it out of my cold dead hands before I stop streaming that.
There you go.
I will be a shriveled husk sitting here like. That is exactly the sponsorship they want, or the kind
that's exactly the kind of person they want. Yeah. It has been a magically long amount of time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good podcasting, friend.
Good podcasting. I love talking to you.
I love talking to you.
It feels like it's been like longer than a week, which feels weird.
Yeah, it has not been.
No.
I will say, I was thinking about this when we were talking about Kendra earlier, that like I feel like when we someday actually meet each other,
Yeah.
it will also click like that. Also, I just realized I've also streamed with Kai Cobra Kyler, and we also clicked really quickly. I forgot about all the people that I've like sung music with, but I feel like when we someday do manage to like stream and hang out,
When we're
it'll
on the
be
same
like
continent,
yeah,
it'll be good.
it'll be really, really good.
I don't know if we can contain the giggles if we were into the same room.
No, it would be absolute nonsense.
A high pitched from me. I will do the Velociraptor bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just be laughing the whole time, which like I'm so here for.
Yes,
that's
also same.
the opposite of a problem. Thank you for podcasting with me. Thank you
so
guys
much
all
for
for
potting with me.
listening. If you like us, tell people about us.
Yes, and I had new people in chat this week or last week who said, I've listened to the podcast and I really enjoy it. Thank you so much. Every time you say you like the podcast, a hummingbird of happiness sprouts in my chest.
You were gonna say a hummingbird gets its wings, and I was like, wow.
Yes.
We have
that's
such
what
an
I
effect.
said, Alanna. That's what I said.
Okay.
A hummingbird gets its wing. It does not sprout in my chest. That's a weird thing to say, Theo.
Yeah, no.
would never say weird
I
things.
think they're both probably equally weird. This was lovely though. If you would like to follow either of us, you can Google Theodor Elfving or Alanna Matty.
Or use Bing. Sorry.
Or use
Why,
Bing if
Theo?
you feel like it. Does Yahoo still have a search engine? You could Yahoo us.
Alta Vista? Are you too young for Alta Vista?
Oh my gosh. Alta Vista. Do you remember, did you ever
That
use like
sounds- You sounded
Dogpile?
vaguely Jewish with the oi vey.
Oy vey. Whichever way you would like to do that. You can also post your questions and comments in either of our Discords.
Yeah, or on Instagram if you want.
And chat with us. There was a bunch of conversation around last week's episode in my Discord.
I was so happy about that.
Yes, me too. And I think I have to admit that I was really nervous about posting last week's. I just got in my head about it and got nervous because I, was being a little bit critical of Twitch.
Yeah.
And so I got nervous about it. And 330, bless his heart, agreed to listen to the podcast in advance to make sure that I wasn't.
To screen it?
Yes, to screen it and make sure that it wasn't too terrible. And he's like, "This is literally fine." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's not a hot take. It's just you
It's not a
stating
hot
facts
take.
about
It's
how you're
just-
feeling. It's not like
It was just me being No, it was just me being self-conscious. So I'm
the
glad
spiciest
that
potato.
yeah. Yes.
I do not fully agree with their business practices.
Yeah.
No.
Canceled. I will see you next week.
Make
Goodbye,
street elephants a horse
friends.
thing and have a
Make
great week.
street
Bye bye.
elephants a horse thing. Bye.